Telemo, what is the meaning of this?
Father, I know what you must think, and I know the consequences of my actions, but I love Kyekyeku. I love him with all my heart, and the child I carry is his.
You have dishonored this family, this kingdom, Telemo. How could you let this happen? How could you let a commoner into your heart, into your bed?
Your Majesty, I know I am not worthy of your daughter, but I love her more than life itself. I would give anything, do anything to be with her. I am ready to face whatever punishment you see fit.
In the heart of the kingdom of Tobu, surrounded by towering mountains and dense forests, there stood a magnificent palace made of white marble, shimmering in the sunlight like a beacon of purity. The palace was home to King AkaBenezer, a wise and just ruler, and his only daughter, Princess Telemo. Telemo was known throughout the kingdom not only for her beauty but also for her virtue. Her long, raven-black hair, deep brown eyes, and a smile that could light up the darkest corners of the kingdom made her the pride of her father and the people. But it wasn't just her outward beauty that captivated everyone, it was her spirit, her kindness, and her innocence. The palace that stood as a symbol of power and sanctity had within its walls a brewing secret, one so explosive that it threatened to unravel the very fabric of Tobu. Princess Telemo, the only daughter of King AkaBenezer, was the pride of the kingdom. Her beauty was unmatched, with skin like polished ebony, eyes that sparkled like the night sky, and a smile that could melt the hardest of hearts. But more than her beauty, it was her virtue that made her earn the respect of all. Telemo was known far and wide as the purest of maidens, a symbol of chastity and grace. No man had ever touched her, and it was said that her purity was a blessing from the gods themselves. But beneath the serene facade of the palace, Telemo carried a secret so heavy it weighed down her soul. She was pregnant. The news had spread through the palace like wildfire, and the shockwaves reached every corner of the kingdom. How could this be? How could the princess, the epitome of virtue, be with child when she was known to be untouched? The court was abuzz with rumors, the nobles whispered behind closed doors, and the people of Tobu were left in disbelief. But Telemo knew the truth, a truth that could destroy everything she held dear. The father of her child was not some distant prince or nobleman, he was Kyekyeku, a commoner with a spirit as wild as the winds that swept through the kingdom. Kyekyeku, a man of humble origins, had captured Telemo's heart with his courage, his wit, and his unwavering love. But their love was forbidden, for no commoner could ever be with a princess. And so, they had kept their love hidden, buried deep within the shadows of the palace. Every night, Kyekyeku would sneak into the palace, disguised as a woman, a female friend of the princess. He would wrap himself in the vibrant fabrics of the kingdom, his strong frame hidden beneath layers of silk, his face veiled like the palace maidens. The guards, seeing only what they expected, let him pass without question. And so, in the dead of night, Kyekyeku and Telemo would meet in secret, their love burning bright in the darkness. But now, with Telemo's belly growing and the truth threatening to burst forth, their secret was no longer safe. The court was closing in, the eyes of the palace growing ever more watchful. Telemo knew that it was only a matter of time before her father, King AkaBenezer, discovered the truth. And when he did, the wrath of the kingdom would come crashing down upon them. One night, as the moon hung high in the sky, casting a silver glow over the palace, Telemo sat alone in her chambers, her heart heavy with fear. She knew that Kyekyeku would come to her, as he did every night, but tonight felt different. Tonight, the air was thick with tension, and the walls seemed to close in around her. She could hear the whispers of the palace, the murmurs of suspicion growing louder with each passing day. As she sat there, her thoughts swirling like a storm, she heard a soft knock at the door. Her heart leaped into her throat. It was Kyekyeku's signal, the sound she had come to both cherish and dread. With trembling hands, she opened the door, and there he stood, dressed in his disguise, his eyes filled with the same love and fear that mirrored her own. They embraced, holding each other tightly as if the world outside their embrace didn't exist. But as they stood there, the sound of footsteps echoed down the corridor, growing louder with each passing second. Telemo's breath caught in her throat as she realized what was happening. The guards were coming. Their secret was about to be exposed. "Kyekyeku, you have to leave," Telemo whispered urgently, her voice shaking with fear. "If they find you here, they'll kill you." But Kyekyeku shook his head, his grip on her tightening. "I won't leave you, Telemo. Not now, not ever. We face this together." The door burst open, and there, standing in the doorway, was King AkaBenezer, flanked by his guards. His eyes, once filled with warmth and love for his daughter, now blazed with anger and betrayal. He had heard the rumors, but seeing the truth before him was a blow he was not prepared for. "Telemo," the king's voice was a low growl, filled with a fury that sent chills down her spine. "What is the meaning of this?" Telemo stepped forward, her heart pounding in her chest. She could see the devastation in her father's eyes, the pain that she had caused. But she could not, would not, deny her love.
Father,
She began, her voice trembling but resolute.
I know what you must think, and I know the consequences of my actions, but I love Kyekyeku. I love him with all my heart, and the child I carry is his.
The king's face contorted with rage, his fists clenched at his sides.
You have dishonored this family, this kingdom, Telemo. How could you let this happen? How could you let a commoner into your heart, into your bed?
Kyekyeku stepped forward, his disguise now discarded, revealing the man beneath.
Your Majesty,
He said, his voice steady and strong.
I know I am not worthy of your daughter, but I love her more than life itself. I would give anything, do anything to be with her. I am ready to face whatever punishment you see fit, but please, spare Telemo and our child.
The room fell into a tense silence as the king's eyes darted between his daughter and the man who had stolen her heart. The weight of the kingdom's honor pressed heavily on his shoulders, but beneath the fury, there was a flicker of something else, a father's love, a father's pain. Finally, King AkaBenezer spoke, his voice filled with sorrow.
I cannot ignore the laws of our land, Telemo. You have defied everything that this kingdom stands for, but I cannot bring myself to destroy my own flesh and blood.
Turning to the guards, the king gave his order.
Take them both away. They will be banished from this kingdom, never to return.
Telemo's heart broke as she heard her father's words, but there was also relief, a sliver of hope. They would live, they would be together, even if it meant leaving behind everything they had ever known. As they were led away, Telemo looked back at her father, her eyes filled with tears.
I'm sorry, Father,
She whispered, her voice cracking.
but I couldn't choose any other path.
The king watched as his daughter and the man she loved were taken from the palace, their future uncertain. He had lost his daughter, but in his heart, he knew that she had found something more precious, a love that defied the boundaries of class and tradition, a love that would endure even in exile. And so, Telemo and Kyekyeku left the kingdom of Tubu, hand in hand, their love burning brighter than ever before. The path ahead was uncertain, filled with challenges and dangers, but they faced it together, two hearts beating as one. They left the kingdom of Tubu. In time, their story would become legendary, a tale of forbidden love that overcame the greatest of odds. And in the years that followed, the kingdom of Tubu would come to remember not just the scandal, but the courage it took to choose love above all else. Will their anchor of love hold in the storms of life? When the clouds unfold their wings of strife? When the strong tides lift and the cables strain? Will their anchor of love drift or firmly remain? Will their love stand the test of time, especially for Princess Telemo, who is used to a life of luxury and opulence? If you would like to see the continuation of this beautiful love story, let us know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe for more awesome stories. Peace out.